Morning, folks. We're back at it. We're gonna do a little pre-fishing for a tournament we got Saturday. Today's Tuesday, and it's gonna be hot, and we are getting a much later start than what I'd like. We just had all sorts of little minor difficulties this morning, but we finally made it out here. Things sure don't always go like you plan, but anyways, we are out here and we're gonna see if we can find some fish. All right, folks, about to take off, see if we can find some fish here. It's gonna be hot today, but hopefully we can find a few for a tournament this weekend. Let's go find them. Well, folks, we're back at it again out here. Got a couple days before tournament this weekend, and we come out here and see if we can find some fish. Tied up this color last night. I'm gonna try it out. It's kind of a gold and a blue. I thought it'd be real nice. Water's kind of dirty up here. And anyways, we're gonna see if we can find some fish for this tournament. It's been a rough start to the day, and all kind of just little problems, nothing major. But anyways, we finally got out here. It's getting a late start. I think it's 8:31, but anyways, we're gonna make the best out of it and see if we can find some. Start. Y'all didn't see, I actually hooked a nicer one earlier. Anyway, this old fat white crappie chasing shad around this old muddy water. There's one of my jigs I tied up last night just for this. That's one thing about making young stuff there. You can really match the conditions. I thought about making a little video about tying jigs and how I go about it. If y'all would like to see that, leave that in the comments. I'd like to know if it's something you'd like to see, worth my time making. Folks, I don't have my cameraman out here today, so I know you're not getting the best quality. They are hammered when you get on. The trick is being able to pick them out from all the shad that's in here. But when you put it on, they're very aggressive in here. I lost one this morning, probably a pound and a half. I've caught two smaller ones. I will say this about the lvs34, I think it helps you pick stuff out a lot better in this shallow water. I'm impressed with it so far. I'm not regretting that purchase at all. It's nice. It is an improvement. They're down there. You gotta find a little bit better size. These fish here are healthy though. Well, they've been eating well. A ton of shad in here. They just gotta find a little bit better, just a little bit better size. I know it's summertime, it's hot. Usually it's conducive for the biggest fish, but we need to find a little bit better. I think last year it was like a 160 something average, and we hadn't even seen one fish like that yet. So gotta do just a little bit better. Can't say that I've even seen any fish in here that's that size. So I don't know. Might have to relocate here a little bit. Big area though. They can be anywhere in here. We'll just have to keep poking around. Boy, you just had to hold it on that fish and hold it on that fish for him to bite. when I tied up last night. That's what it called. Oh, white, thick white too. Pretty fish. Just gotta hold it on. They're biting. The sun's got up. Decent fish. The sun has got up and they quit chasing and they just sitting there. You just got to put it on them and hold it. I'm using the 14-foot southern crappie rod so I can get extended out further from the boat. And the brakes have really been nice there since these fish are sitting so still. Got just a little bit of a breeze here. Back up, stay on. Really liking my setup, really liking it. You know, once you get them figured out, it's just like this right here. I know I got a lot of dead time where I wasn't finding fish that I'll probably edit out. Now, these still ain't the size, but I feel like when we do find them, we'll be able to catch them as well. Whew, it's getting hot, folks. We've thoroughly tried our first area, and yeah, so. I believe we need to do a little better though. You can't settle. You gotta keep plugging along and see what else is out there. But we're gonna move on to the next spot here, see what else we can find. I don't know if this is a crappie, folks. That's correct. Got excited again. These dang little old catfish up here. Thought maybe we could come up here in the mud and get on some better fish. What you getting with these little channel cats? Yep. I'm upset about it too, you know. Yep, you thought it was a meal and I thought you was a crappie. But I'm gonna let you go. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go. Remember folks, when you're unhooking them and you're fishing a marabou jig, make sure you don't get the pliers, pinch the pliers on that marabou and tear it. They'll last you a long time as long as you don't do that. Gotta get my towel. Got slimed. Sitting over there on that piece of wood just like a crappie. About 4 foot deep, sitting right on the top of it. All you can tell though, there's a blob there. You couldn't really see much. I dropped it down there and hit. I thought that was good. Oh well, ain't the first time I've ever been fooled. Alright folks, we're back at it. This is day 2 of pre-fishing for the tournament we got this weekend. I pretty much found what I wanted to the other day, but I got the new the big 17-inch unit up there. I wanted to check it out, kind of get my eyes acclimated going from a 12 to a 17, you know, be able to differentiate my size. But and we had another place or two I just wanted to check just to be doubly sure. But anyways, let's go find them. Let's go find them. Back out here, we got our new 16-inch unit installed. Today's our first day trying it out. Real excited about it. Just got done cleaning my screen with our Amsoil glass cleaner that's safe for the transducer and your fish finders. But anyways, we're out here day 2 trying to find some fish for the tournament, and so far we hadn't done that well. But anyways, we kind of checking some shallows. Y'all may be able to see the numbers on this screen as big as this thing is. But anyways, we're just kind of checking around some oddball places, seeing if big ones ain't laid up. Well, they sure hadn't been where we've been. That's the thing with fishing, you know, it's kind of like a scientific experiment, you know. You try this, it don't work, you try this, it don't work, try something else. You can't give up. You can't say, well, I'm just not catching them. They're here, you know, they're in the water somewhere. You just got to find them. That's your job. If anybody out there knows how to set one go from meters to feet, please let me know. I know you're supposed to go to I think, what is it, settings and preferences and then units and then do it. I have messed with this thing and messed with this thing, and I cannot get it to go from meters to feet. With a new unit like this, my first thing that I do is get it so I can see my bait good. I'm looking at a lot of shad in here, but I want to be able to see my bait. That's your number one thing. You can't see your bait, this system is not going to work. Something I can tell you with this 8617 versus the 1222 too, and in shallow water like this, I can adjust my 1222 all the way down where I can just see 4 foot of water. This 8617, I'm in, I don't know, it's in meters, but anyways, it'll only go down to 3 meters, which is about 6 feet. So in shallow water, I'm not getting the full screen, I'm just getting half. That's something to think about as well. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much, but that is a difference in the two. In this shallow water right here, I'm going to turn the power down on my trolling motor. So you can just kind of creep and crawl along here. We in stealth mode. See if we can find something. And we may not find anything back here, but it's something I haven't checked that needs to be. We've just got some dirty water that's pushed in here. It's a strong possibility that the fish could be back here. Thank the Lord for that cloud cover. It was starting to get hot quick out here. I'll tell you this though, if you have trouble seeing your jig versus what you're used to seeing on the 9, 10, 12 inch screens, I've looked at all those. Your jig on this thing, a 32nd ounce, looks about the size of a good fish on this 17 inch screen. It'll definitely help you if your eyes aren't as good as they once were. So something to consider. All right. What I did was I wasn't seeing the very top, so I changed my pitch angle. Wind blowing on top of them, so I hit my boat brakes. Really stubborn. I bet you that's a whole crappie. He's just sitting there, boy. This ain't new. There he is. Got him. Boy, that's a stubborn son of a gun. That thing looked like a 50-cent piece on this 17-inch screen. That's why we come out here today to get calibrated. Oh my goodness. I bet a 2-pounder would take up the screen there. But you know, that fish was just sitting there. And I mean, I pitched, you seen it, would not bite. Finally, I got it over him and just held it there for a minute and shook it, and he turned and got it. I'll even show y'all the color I'm using. I come down here the other day and did real well on it. That's it. That's one of my hand-tied marabou jigs. I tied that last night. I had broke my other one off, and I tied a couple for today. That worked really well. Let's see if we can find a better fish. There he is. All right. So here's what's going on if you can't see the screen. They're sitting there You put it on them, you shake it, they eat it. But we're just not getting the size that we need to thus far. This little hole right here is known for size, but not in here today. Now, I know a lot of people, they'll come by and we'll talk about live scoping and this, that, and the other. A lot of people look at my rods and they're like, braid, you like braid? And I'm like, yeah, it's way more sensible. But they'll get to talking about their problems they have with it. And I'd like to know what y'all do. Leave it in the comments. Do you like mono? Do you like fluorocarbon? Do you like braid? What do you like to use? I'm a big fan of braid for the sensitivity. When you're hunting size, most of the time your fish that's together aren't your big fish. Most of the time a big one's gonna be way out there by itself. Right by him. That's usually what I'll do. I'll try to hit them from a distance. And if they don't want to play, I'll try to ease up, put it right on and sit there. If I had my 24-foot rod broke out, this would be a great place to have it. I didn't get it rigged up. I was kind of running late this morning. Oh, yeah. What is going on? Now we've got this lvs34 hooked up here. If you've seen some of my previous videos when I had the 1222 hooked onto it, I really liked it. And obviously, you know, I like it on here too. It's just a bigger monitor, but it does a real good job separating the fish from the shad in these shallow water situations where you have a lot of shad and fish in there. I know you hadn't seen me waylay any great big slabs, but I'm telling you, it's good. It's nice. Well, he's following him. Come on, baby. Oh, goodness. Pitched that thing out there. He was sitting there, pulled the bait over. He swam underneath it, followed it, got right here, stopped and shook it. I felt him tap it. I can see what we're gonna need to do. Bet y'all hadn't ever seen anybody do this. I've been spitting on my baits since I was little. There's an old Outdoor Life somewhere that was talking about getting the skin of your hands off your bait. Some kind of acid in your hand that repels fish, and then there's some kind of acid in your saliva that actually attracts them. I fish with a lot of people and they always like, what in the world are you doing? But I've been doing that for a long time, and it don't hurt, let me put it that way. The thing that's nice about this lvs34 too is in shallow water you can see so much further. I'm at 18 meters, whatever that is, you can calculate it up. But anyways, it's a little over, I think it's roughly 50 feet. That's usually what I run mine in when I'm fishing. When I'm really searching out in open water for big schools of them, I'll run out to 100. And I could still see, you know, fish like that with a 32, but in shallow water, it would dissipate. Like, you know, you're probably getting 25, maybe 30 feet. You just couldn't see as well. It seemed like it lost it or got so cluttered you couldn't tell anything. This thing right here, the whole distance, you can see it. I'm satisfied with that purchase right there. And you see my 17-inch unit, and I know some of y'all are going and you're clicking and you're looking at that and you're like, good gracious, he paid that for that. No, I didn't. Most of the things that I have bought used, secondhand, and I get a better deal at it. The boat, virtually all my electronics. Uh, I shop around. I am tight with a dollar. You may not think so, but I promise you I am. There's an old neighbor we had one time. He said, Kevin, he said, it's not how much you make, it's what you do with it. And anyways, I've always remembered that. And anyways, I found a heck of a deal on eBay. It actually come from overseas. And the wife was like, "Oh man, you're gonna lose your money. You're gonna get screwed out of that." No, it actually worked out. I've had good luck there. But anyways, enough about the history of the purchase here. Let's see if we can find some fish for the future of tomorrow. There's definitely some crappie in here, but I haven't seen anything to get super excited about. Uh, I don't know that it will. I'm very satisfied with the picture. I still go by the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Talking about the updates now. Now what I did do, I had the 1222, it was hooked up here, and I updated it in the black box so it would accept the lvs34. I'd heard that if you didn't update it, it wouldn't accept it. And it was old. I've had it for, I don't know, 4 years, 3 years, something other like that. And maybe not quite that long. But anyways, time gets away from me. So I updated it, and I gotta be honest with you, I had went ahead and updated before I got the 34. Let me back up. Tried it with the 32 with the update. I was a little disappointed. Put 34 on there. Liked the 34, but I really liked the 32 prior to the update as far as being able to see my bait. To me, it was more well defined, and the fish were more defined. But after I updated it, to me, it had like a haze or a fuzz to it. It wasn't that crisp clarity to it. And then I put the 34 on there, and it cleaned up the screen, but it didn't have that crispness that was originally there. And so I think I'm going to leave this alone, because to me, I'm very satisfied. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I do believe that if you got an older black box, it needs to be updated to accept the 34 unless you buy the system, the box and the unit. And that may be why there's so many boxes and systems, or boxes and lvs34 being sold, and so very, 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 very few just the transducer. You can probably plug the system into any unit and it worked fine without the update, as this right here. I think this is version 19. It's what it said it was on it. So I want to believe, I think it was like 20 or newer is what they said if you hadn't ever updated it. So anyways, I updated the black box, the 34. But now, let's say you get one and you're like, okay, mine's 4 or 5 years old. I don't want to update it, but I want to run the 34. Now you've got a problem, because you've got to update the black box. And on the way to update the black box that I know of, there may be a much smarter, more technological person out there. And in fact, I know there is. But your way to update the black box is through your unit. So you kind of get into a bit of a quandary there. But anyways, it just worked out to where I got my black box updated. I got the 34 on there, and I didn't have to update this one. So anyways, that's how mine's pieced together up here. And every unit too is different. We fish tournaments. We talk to a lot of guys about this and what they're seeing. And I know some guys that they had an older boat. They put the system on there. They loved it. They got a new boat. They sold their old one as is, put new stuff on there. He's like, man, I wish I had kept my older stuff. So I mean, they're all, it's almost like they got little personalities. They're all just a little bit different. And it may have been some type of electrical interference. You don't know all that goes into it. Electronics are a funny thing. I will say this too, the difference between the 34 and the 32. When I had the 1222 up here with the lvs32, and I know I'm confusing y'all with these 32s and 34s, try to follow along best you can. But when I would hit my trolling motor, I'd get a little more static in there, a little electrical interference. But when I put the 34 on there, zero. You can't tell when the motor's on, off. It did come with a little choke that you put on the power cord, and I always heard that, you know, put it on right before it was being plugged in. So I've got it basically, it's the end of the power cord, and it's snapped on right there. I don't know if that makes that much difference or not. I know in years past when I've had electrical interference with different units, I've tried them and it didn't. It helped, but it didn't take it out. But there is zero electrical interference that I've got with running that lvs34. Let's get back to fishing, see if we can find some here instead of talking about technology. Mm-hmm. Little fish, little fish, little fish. Come here, come here. Little fish. Oh boy, they suck it in there. And it's fun. You know, I just enjoy catching fish. Folks, if y'all get some of my jigs, when you catch a fish, that marabou tail, a lot of times, because they come from behind, suck it in, it'll kind of ball up just a little bit. Just take, you know, 2 or 3 seconds to straighten that thing back out. Because that's the whole secret of this jig, is that fine feathery tail right there. You can make them out of all sorts of things. I've been playing around tying jigs since I was little. We make them out of squirrel tail. I've actually made some out of baling twine. Take the twine, unfrail it a little bit, and this was with the old straw-looking baling twine. I've caught fish on it, and then when they got to the striped baling twine, you had red and white, blue and white, orange and white. You know, I thought I was big stuff getting some colors, but you know, so you can catch plenty of fish with a stiff tail, but I think you catch more with that real wavy tail. You know, you can't hold that marabou still in the water. It has a super natural profile and movement, and when you're just dropping that bait on the fish and holding it in front of him, that's a big key. I'm a little disappointed in my size. I was hoping to come in here and catch a hog, see, you know, about a dozen more, get out of here and grin going to the house, but it's not looking that way. It's like they're gonna make us work for them. So ain't nothing wrong with that either. I think you learn more from the hard ones than you do the easy ones. Part of my goal has already been satisfied. I wanted to come out here and get acclimated with the size, the way everything looks on the screen anyway. So. And you know, this big screen, it is nice, but it's so unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? It's almost too much. You know, those little 9-inch screens have a great picture, and you know, as long as the key is being able to see your bait and that fish. And if your eyes are good enough to where you can do that, more power to you. Save some money. But you only go around one time, and I like to fish a lot, so you know, I found a good deal. So to me, it was justified. Good gracious. Oh, yeah. There's a good slab right there now. Old pretty fish right there now, folks. I'd say we're starting to put a little something together. See what else we got. That was very promising right there. Very promising. That was a good team. Well, I think we're starting to put a little something together. I know he ain't the size, but I've seen quite a few other fish around in this area. So I think we're gonna speed up a little faster. See if we can find a stretch that's got a little bit better ones than others, but I think we owned a little something here. All right, folks, we come to another spot we're gonna check. See if we can find anything. I've seen us catch some fish, but it is what it is. Well, here's a little recap. We started the morning a little late. We found some small fish suspended. Messed around, we found some little bit better fish suspended, and seen a few bigger fish in there. Hooked one of them for whatever reason I do not understand, but he broke off. I feel like that was a good one. That's more than likely where we're going to start tomorrow. We have come further out in the main lake. Water's starting to clear out the further we go, and I just believe the better fish will be up in the dirty water. So anyways, we're probably going to call it a day, folks. It's getting hot out here. I got things to do, but got to get ready for more. Rods rigged up, all that good stuff. But anyways, we'll see y'all next time. If you liked the video, remember to hit the like button, and if you hadn't already, subscribe to the channel. We'll look forward to seeing y'all next time. And we'll try to give you an update on how the tournament goes as well. Like, I plans to video it, but sometimes in the heat of the moment that don't really work out. You know, you got to prioritize. But anyways, we'll see y'all next time.